Brock Lesnar unleashes hell on Paul Heyman after years of betrayal. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. Brock Lesnar unleashes hell on Paul Heyman, WWE Breaking News 2025. This is not a story of respect. It's not a tale of loyalty. This is about one man who had finally had enough. This is about Brock Lesnar turning into a raging storm and unleashing hell on the man who betrayed him over and over again, Paul Heyman. And after years of being used, manipulated, replaced, and discarded, the Beast Incarnate has snapped. And no one, not Roman Reigns, not Triple H, not even security, could stop what was coming. This is the night Brock Lesnar destroyed Paul Heyman. History of dominance and trust. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman were once one of the most powerful alliances in WWE history. Since Lesnar's debut in 2002, Heyman was by his side, guiding his career, speaking for him, strategizing his matches. Heyman called Brock the next big thing, and Brock delivered. WWE Championship after WWE Championship. Breaking The Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania. Dominating John Cena at SummerSlam 2014 in one of the most lopsided title matches ever. Paul Heyman was always in his corner, always raising Brock's hand, always profiting off the Beast's chaos. But even monsters have hearts. Even beasts can be betrayed. The first cracks. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. The cracks started showing when Roman Reigns came to power. When Reigns returned in 2020 with a new, tribal chief persona, he came with one unexpected weapon, Paul Heyman. Fans were shocked. Lesnar was gone at the time. And Heyman moved on. He aligned himself with Roman Reigns, the very man who Lesnar had feuded with for years. The man who Lesnar had destroyed at WrestleMania 34. But now, Heyman was calling Roman Reigns the greatest champion in WWE history. He wasn't just managing him. He was praising him as the head of the table. Lesnar's absence allowed the betrayal to brew quietly. But once he returned in 2021 at SummerSlam, the confrontation was inevitable. Heyman stood between Reigns and Lesnar like a lost child caught between two feuding parents. And that tension boiled over for years. Lesnar vs. Reigns at Crown Jewel, WrestleMania 38, and SummerSlam 2022. Paul Heyman always ended up siding with Roman. Lesnar's silence, before the storm. Then Brock disappeared. After losing to Cody Rhodes in 2023, he vanished from TV. No contract, no merchandise, no sightings. It was as if he had left WWE forever. And Paul Heyman, he celebrated Lesnar's absence. He publicly mocked the Beast. Claimed Roman Reigns retired him. Claimed that without Heyman, Lesnar was just a wild animal without direction. He called Brock Lesnar the past. Heyman's smug promos rubbed salt in every wound. On SmackDown, Raw, even in interviews, Heyman declared himself the greatest mind in wrestling. But what he didn't know was that Brock Lesnar was watching. Listening. Waiting. Return of the Beast. Mayhem at Backlash. WWE Backlash 2025. All eyes were on Solo Sikoa vs. LA Knight for the Undisputed Championship. Paul Heyman was ringside, cocky, confident, smiling. And then, boom. The lights flickered. A familiar, haunting theme hit the arena. And the crowd erupted in screams. Brock Lesnar was back, thinner, meaner, focused. He didn't sprint. He stalked, like a predator who had chosen his prey. Security rushed to stop him, but they were flattened in seconds. Solo Sikoa stood his ground, but Lesnar speared him straight through the barricade. And then, he locked eyes with Heyman. The terrified face of Paul Heyman told the whole story. The Beast had come for his reckoning. Destruction unleashed. Heyman begs for mercy. Heyman backed into the corner of the ring, stuttering, sobbing, trying to explain. But Brock Lesnar wasn't there for apologies. He grabbed Heyman by the throat and screamed, "You think I forgot what you did to me?" The F5 that followed shook the ring. But that wasn't the end. Lesnar pulled steel steps into the ring. He wasn't here for a statement. He was here for retribution. A second F5, onto the steps. Heyman's body convulsed in agony. Lesnar wasn't done. He handcuffed Heyman to the ropes, left him hanging, and brought in a chair. Smack, smack, smack. It wasn't just a beating. It was a punishment. Years of betrayal repaid in blood. Locker room chaos. Triple H intervenes. Backstage, the locker room was in chaos. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Nick Aldis, and a team of officials sprinted to the ring. Triple H pleaded, "Brock, that's enough. You've made your point." But Lesnar turned to him with a cold smile and said, "I haven't even started." He flipped the announce desk over. Grabbed Heyman again. Security tried to swarm him, but Lesnar fought off a dozen men. Heyman's screams echoed through the arena like a horror movie. This wasn't wrestling. This was an execution. Finally, Triple H ordered the power cut to the ring. The lights went dark, and when they came back on, Lesnar was gone, leaving Paul Heyman unconscious, broken, bloodied. The aftermath: Paul Heyman hospitalized. WWE released a statement that Paul Heyman had suffered multiple injuries, including a fractured rib, dislocated shoulder, and a severe concussion. He was rushed to the hospital. For the first time in his career, Paul Heyman went silent. Roman Reigns, wherever he was, didn't speak. Solo Sikoa, nowhere to be found. WWE launched an internal investigation. Rumors swirled of lawsuits, criminal charges. But Brock Lesnar didn't care. Because he had one goal: make Paul Heyman feel everything he had felt since the day he was betrayed. Lesnar's message on Raw. The following Monday on Raw, Brock Lesnar appeared unannounced in street clothes. No music, no pyro, just rage. He walked into the ring and picked up a mic. Something he rarely does. His words were chilling. "Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman used me. He fed me lies. He fed me enemies. He fed me Roman Reigns. And when I was no longer useful, he fed me to the wolves. You made me a monster, Paul. But tonight, I became the devil. And to the rest of you in the back, if you ever thought of aligning with Paul Heyman, remember this night." Lesnar dropped the mic. The arena was dead silent. Roman Reigns returns. Confrontation looms. A week later, Roman Reigns returned. He walked onto SmackDown without a smile. No Usos. No Solo. Just intensity. He looked directly into the camera and said, "Brock Lesnar, you made this personal. You don't touch family. You've declared war on the bloodline." And with that, the WWE Universe knew what was coming. Reigns versus Lesnar. Again. But this time, it wasn't about titles. It wasn't about the main event of WrestleMania. This time, it was about vengeance. Triple H's warning. On WWE Raw, Triple H addressed the WWE Universe. Triple H: "We do not condone what Brock Lesnar did to Paul Heyman. But we also understand that sometimes, the past comes back swinging. Effective immediately, Brock Lesnar is suspended indefinitely, but I'm not stupid. I know what he's capable of. I know we haven't seen the last